We have partnered with a world-renowned RF designer. They have looked at our network, they've looked at what's the most efficient placement and the best location for these towers. The design that we have is so solid.
Being able to place your network where you have designed your network means that the customer will have faster data. The customer will communicate better, which is ultimately what the goal should be.
We are ready. Turn us on.
Marco City MP Greg Moss resigns from the Progressive Liberal Party. Tonight he tells us why. A school shooting at L.W. Young leaves a security guard in hospital and parents shocked. The police commissioner insists crime is going down. +5, including a baby, survive a plane crash. We've got those stories and more coming up tonight. I'm Dana Smith, and NB12 starts right now. Joining us, outspoken Marco City MP Greg Moss shocking the Progressive Liberal Party and the House of Assembly with his resignation last night. Moss, who has often criticized the government over the last 3 years, told our Paige McCartney that he has had enough of the Christie cabinet and would do better serving his constituency as an independent.
Prime Minister Perry Christie was not present in the House of Assembly when Moss made his contribution, and he said that he has not spoken to the Prime Minister since his resignation. However, PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts did not shy away from throwing blows at the young politician.
By the time I come back to this House, Mr. Speaker, you are going to be required to exercise a discretion under Rule 23 sub 3 regarding the seating of members in this House, because tonight I'm going to resign as a member of the PLP. I cannot continue with this party in the manner in which it's operating right now. That resignation will go out during the course of tomorrow to the Speaker, to the leader of our party, to the chairman of the party. I strongly encourage this party to look not at window dressing, but at changes. We clearly have a problem of leadership. We clearly have a problem of leadership, both at executive level and at the party level. I'll follow my conscience on this, Mr. Speaker, and I will ask to be reseated at the next sitting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And with that, Marco City MP Greg Moss resigned from the PLP. His letter to Party Chairman Bradley Roberts Tuesday, copied to Party Leader Prime Minister Perry Christie, made it official. In it, Moss says the policies of the Christie administration are a departure from the political philosophy of the late Sir Lyndon Pindling. He said, "In my view, the Progressive Liberal Party is no longer the party of Sir Lyndon. It is no longer the party of the people. Its philosophical underpinning has been set adrift, and it is now unrecognizable as being anything other than a party for the elite and the privileged few." Moss, who spoke with MB12 before appearing on the Guardian Talk radio show The Revolution, said his resignation should not have been a surprise given his stance against some PLP policies over the past 3 years. Moss is one of a few new generation PLP members who were vocal about their disapproval with many government decisions. Moss said on Monday he had his fill.
What I said in the House of Assembly last evening, I have been saying and building up to for at least 5 years, and in the House for 3 years. And my point is simply this: I'm not against the PLP, not against the FNM. I'm not for either of them at this point. My point is that I'm for the people. And when you follow that theme and don't look for the pursuit of power, but look more for the pursuit of service to build a better country, that was inevitable.
Moss said his resignation was a year in the making. While he has taken issue with various government actions, Moss said the straw that broke the camel's back was what he called the betrayal of the PLP philosophy in the 2014-2015 budget.
If one looks for a certain action, then it would have been the 2014 budget, not the 2015, where I made it very, very clear that I was very concerned that we had abandoned our principles and had abandoned the people that were depending on us. And I've spent the last year trying to move the party more and more to revisit the detrimental impact that we were visiting upon the people, the damage that we were doing. And so we get to the 2015 budget and we just exacerbate that. We increase that damage.
Prime Minister Perry Christie was not present in the House last night when Moss made his contribution, and Moss said he has not spoken to the Prime Minister since he resigned. However, PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts did not shy away from throwing blows at the young politician. In a statement, Roberts said Moss squandered much of his political support and capital in the Marco City constituency and stood zero chance of securing a nomination for the upcoming 2017 general election. Moss called the comment nonsense and claimed that his popularity has grown in his constituency.
Well, no doubt. For the next couple of weeks, the spin meisters will be out there saying what they have to say, and they're free to do that. This is a democracy. There's freedom of speech. As you've seen in the past, I tend to say what I have to say, and then I stop until I have something else of substance to say. And so I won't be responding to all of that gutter politics. I won't be doing that.
So what's next? Moss said he's certain there will be questions of whether he will join another political party.
I obviously have some thoughts on the matter, but my approach is going to be to listen to the people, to move around and speak with the people, to share ideas, and to see whether or not different parties will learn from this and reform. I'd certainly like to see reform. I don't have any real anticipation it will happen. As far as the speculation about FNM and DNA, I can deal with that very shortly. I am always shocked by the fluidity with which persons move between different political ideologies. I'm very suspicious of that. I don't share in that disposition.
Moss said he has not lost his respect for Perry Christie, but can simply no longer support him as leader based on the decisions he's been making. Reporting for MB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
A midday shooting at a local junior high school left a security guard in hospital and parents horrified. According to police, the guard was shot by a young man in a C.I. Gibson school uniform. Emotional parents and relatives of those at the school were left shaken by the incident.
And I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. They are unarmed and the criminals get gunned. The students are uncontrollable. You understand? I don't like it. I am hurt today and I don't like it. Something needs to be done. The government needs to step forward and do something. Stop sleeping, wake up and do something in this Bahamaland. I am hurt and I don't like this.
Trey on roll, I need him out of here. Because I can't take this. This ain't making no sense.
How old is your son?
He's 13. I got a WhatsApp and they said the school is on lockdown because the security got shot, and I went in automatic panic mode.
Were you at work when you heard this?
Yes.
You ran straight here?
Definitely. I had to come get my baby.
What was running through your mind?
I was scared because I don't know what went down. I was really afraid. I still have goosebumps now.
We want to find who these culprits are, who could be so brazen to come into this school and shoot a security officer. And I would say to them, they need to come see you and see us. Send it that bad, then they should be man enough to own up to it and turn themselves in.
According to Chief Superintendent Paul Roll, a 32-year-old security officer at L.W. Young was shot by a gun-wielding assailant in a C.I. Gibson school uniform who emerged from a white car.
He was on duty when persons pulled up here in a white vehicle and somehow entered the premises. We're not sure how he was managed to get into the premises, where a young man exited the vehicle dressed in C.I. Gibson uniform, and he produced a handgun and they began discharging shots into the security booth, where the security officer was at the time standing. He came out to see what was going on. He was struck to the chest and leg.
Roll said the attacker fled the scene heading west. The guard was transported to hospital via private vehicle, where he is listed in critical condition. Around 500 students who were at school today were released early as a result of the shooting, much to the relief of their concerned parents. Acting president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Zane Lightbourne, was also at the scene. He said the union is very disturbed by the incident, and it speaks to the times that we are all now living in.
This is at a school ground. This is where our children, our parents depend on our children to be safe. And our country depends on our children to be safe. The future of the nation are behind these gates and these walls. And so it's a very sad day for us to know that the crime element has come knocking so close to home.
Lightbourne said the atmosphere at the school was one of tension, fear, and concern. And there's also some anger, as something like this should have never happened in this place. Lightbourne called the shooting very shocking and tragic.
It's just sad about the time that we live in. It shows that a lot of us are not safe even on our jobs, and we're just here to render support for the families. We're praying for the security guard and render our support for the families of that person who was involved in such a tragic event.
It's a very shocking. I don't know what getting to the schools now. It's having me paranoid. There's a school of police officers all here, and they're trying to get them out of school now. It's very ridiculous. This Nassau is gone now. It's totally ridiculous.
5 people, including an 8-month-old baby boy, survived a plane crash in waters off southern New Providence last night. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force confirmed the survivors were rescued from a life raft after more than 2 hours of searching. The crash took place around sunset. The single-engine plane was en route to the capital from Pittstown, Crooked Island, when it went down 13 miles off the coast of Nassau. Transport and Aviation Minister Glenys Hannah Martin said she's just thankful everyone on board survived.
There are 2 persons operating here. It's the one who's the regular citizen, mother, woman, who is just absolutely thankful that a family of 5 and a baby were able to survive such a really, really serious and what could have really gone in the other direction. And I think really the whole country celebrated in that wonderful, people say miracle, I don't know, whatever it is, it's just an amazing turn of events that they would survive that.
Hannah Martin said aviation officials will see that an investigation into the matter is carried out.
There'll be an investigation that's already in tow that will seek to ascertain the cause of the engine trouble or whatever it was that led to the aircraft having to ditch into the waters off Nassau.
The Defense Force said in a statement a fast patrol craft supported by an Operation Bahamas Turks and Caicos helicopter searched the area. It was the helicopter that spotted the life raft before the passengers were retrieved by Marines aboard the vessel. The survivors were transported to Coral Harbor Base, where an ambulance was on standby to provide medical attention. Hannah Martin noted all hands were on deck in the aftermath of the incident and thanked all the officials for their work in the rescue. But above all, she reiterated she's pleased there were no deaths.
The dominant side of me right now is the one that is, along with every other Bahamian, who's very, very grateful that these people were able to survive. I mean, in such an incredible set of facts. To get out of that plane and get into a life raft.
Those on board included the pilot, 26-year-old Antonico Gibson, 47-year-old Lorenzo Moss, 27-year-old Utoria Moss, 22-year-old Andre Gibson, and 8-month-old Andrew Gibson.